Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're looking at Action Force figures. So we have two Riot Warfare guards as well as Eclipse from our Action Force line. I don't get very many of these. I did pick these up because before I was able to actually get the Valkyries, which I do have the two of them, it was really difficult to find them, and I figured, with them being in a blue, now I do have the two in the tan for Desert Warfare, I figured that being in a blue, that would kind of work for a Valkyrie type figure. So we'll get one of these opened up here in a minute. Now the Republic Guard and their storyline. In the wake of the collapse of the Union, state governors and military leaders faced with the dilemma there were federal military installations and personnel present within their borders and cut off from any formal chain of command. State leadership acted swiftly, converting their respective military units into a new Republic Territory Guard, which would be responsible for security operations within the border of each republic. These men and women would conduct security patrols of border zones, both by air, land, and sea. Though forbidden from operating outside the Republic's borders, they could conduct combined operations with neighboring republics if needed. Faced with a new threat in a new era, the Territory Guards are all that stand in the way of freedom and demise. So, with the Valaverse, I'm sure that they have a comic book line or something to go along with it to try and help understand exactly what's all going on, how the states had fallen, and so on and so forth. But I really don't know much about it. Maybe it's something I will have to try and look up and kind of understand here a little bit. But for the most part, I've just been picking these up as different figures. I figured that could work very well with our G.I. Joe line. And just kind of go from there. Now our Eclipse, we have Dini Tamayo, grew up in an upstate New York to parents from mixed heritages. Her father was a skilled blacksmith of Macon descent, and her mother was a career Army officer from Ecuador. From the time that she was old enough to walk, her father exposed her to the outdoors, ensuring that the skills and traditions of his family were passed on to his daughter. By the time she was a teenager, she was as much an expert in her culture as her father. After high school, she chose to follow in her mother's footsteps by serving her country. Dana excelled in airborne training and left college with jump wings on her chest and the ambition in her heart for more. She found what she was looking for at Ranger School, where she came face to face with her own insecurities and weaknesses. While deployed in the Middle East, Dana soon found herself being attached to special missions units, going into places that the Army wasn't permitted to go. After the events of the Divide, many recruiters came calling, but there was only one force that would allow Eclipse to showcase her talents. They have a nice diverse line, and I really do like this. I was a little slow on picking some of these up. I do think I remember Pandora being available at one time. I don't really remember Kill Switch and Steel Brigade being available, but it is interesting to see how someone else has taken the G.I. Joe call and made it into something else. Now everyone's going to have their own way of doing things, much like myself. If I was going to do, because I do role-playing games, I would do it a little differently here and there. But we all take that into our own account. So, all right, let's get these opened up. I got my trusty knife here, so we can just pop the tape. Kind of go through here, and one of the things I kind of forgot is how easy it is to take these out. They don't have all the extra packaging that we're used to seeing from Hasbro and the way that they do things. Actually, in trying to be a little bit more friendly, environmental friendly, I guess I would say in some regards, this would make it a little bit more environmental friendly. Now, this is that same stand that I had picked up, just trying to see if that works perfectly well. And it does. It really does. And she can kind of kick out here and it still stands. So for anyone looking around, I don't remember the name, but this is, let's see. Oh, we do have something here. Figures Lab. This is number 81. So if you're looking for a stand that works, now we've done this with the same stand with a couple G.I. Joes, a couple Star Wars, and now here with Valaverse. I think this is a pretty decent stand. If you're looking for replacement stands or something, if you don't have enough, it will fit the bill, and obviously, as you've seen, it does work pretty good. Now, nice thing is, Action Force, they do come with their own stand, so as far as that goes, at least these figures have been. I don't know about Eclipse, if she does or not, so we will get, and it has a nice kind of steel look to it, like it's a steel grating or of some sort. Now, taking her out here and looking everything over, you know, I think we have that same kind of ankle style that we get out of the Joes. We do have a double knee here, if I can get it to want to snap. Oh my goodness, it is tight. I'm having a hard time trying to get her to want to bend her knee back. It is that tight. Okay, and it does twist here, and you saw that, yes, I can go all the way up. Now, looking at this, this almost seems how this joint is, and it's a plastic joint in there, but that seems very reminiscent to how the old Joes were, where that kind of came down sometimes because we had the O-ring inside there. Now, I'm not going to say that there's an O-ring in here, because really I do not know. But I'm just saying it has that reminiscence of that. So, kind of looking around, the torso does twist around. Kind of straightening everything out again. And then we have a double elbow here. So we can go all the way up here. And I feel like I'm going to break this, so I really don't want to do that. Because good Lord knows you've seen me break enough other things here, and that's one of the things I don't want to do. So, okay. And of course, we do have movement here right above the boot. So, you know, trying to point all that out. So if you're looking for this for different kind of diorama thoughts, there are options there. Now, I will say, because I do have, and actually I do have the head available here, because we just had that one. This is going up obviously afterwards. I do have the helmet here, and this helmet is just capable of sitting on there. So if you wanted to make her just a regular troop, now this is the officer helmet and one of the Valkyries, so if you did have a couple Valkyries and you wanted an extra helmet, you could do this. Or you could very easily put on the Valkyrie head. Now they do have it in the more cream or the more chocolate color. The cream one is on here, so I'll just leave that the way it is. Not a problem. But I did want to show that, yes, we, you know, see for myself and then show you, you know, if you had the Valkyries and you're trying to make these into more Valkyries or whatever, you could get the helmet on there. Alright, so let's look at what kind of fun stuff we have here. Oh, that's in there pretty good, so I will have to use my knife, my knife. I always like having fun with that because the key is silent. Alright, so we do have different hands that you can change out. So if you're trying to do holding a gun or a knife differently or whatever, we do have those hands. Or if you just want a closed fist, we have that available for either side. So those could be popped out. And as far as the gun goes, now this is basic. This is just a simple kind of like an Uzi submachine gun, maybe a 9mm thereabouts. Small gun, not a big deal. Kind of nice for, you know, short range missions or whatever, and just being able to kind of guard things. Not a big deal. What we don't have is we don't have any backpacks or anything else in there. There is nothing else in here. So they're going to be good for security, small security and all that. But as far as like a large gunfight or something like that, I just don't think without the extra gear or anything else, we're really going to have much there. But, you know, that's just taking it there. So I'll leave the other one in here because I don't think it really pays to unbox the second one just for you to be able to see just the second one there. But we will get Eclipse out here and we will see how she does. Now, of course, because she is a, oops, there is a steel core here. Or not steel core, Action Force stand. So the stand is in there. It's all the way in the back. With Eclipse being a more named figure, just looking behind me to see exactly how well you guys see all this. Because I always hope that you see good, but sometimes I don't do the best job in the world. So, you know, when that happens, I do apologize. But I'm okay. So, again, we have different hands here. We have, so she's got essentially like the Kung Fu grip. Looking at the different hands here so you can see this. If I can get this tape out of here. Oh, come on, silliness. And there we go, I think we got her. So, I thought we had it. But apparently I am misguided. Alright, there's extra tape there. So we do have another hand that's similar, closed a little bit. This one's a little bit more open, like she's patting someone on the back. And of course, then we have a closed fist, so she can just duke it out with somebody. We do have a nice sized pistol. I'm going to guess underneath here is going to be like a laser sight or something like that, all fitted into one. This is somewhat resemblant to me, like the Mandalorian pistols. But I'm going to guess, I mean, it has what you can obviously in my sight here. I don't know how well you guys pick this up on the screen, but it does have an ejection port here, and it is kind of contoured back here as the slide to pull it back. And I can kind of feel that a little bit too. So that's really kind of neat. I will take the hands and just set them off to the side here. Let's see if I can't get this tape off of here. And then we can get the combat knife out as well as the other hands. Alright. 1, 2, and 3. Now these are just the same as the other side, just of course opposite. So that all works out. Now we have a scarf. We have an alternate head. We have the M16 here. Or it might even be, instead of an M16, it could be an AR-10 with the scope, which would make a little bit more sense if she's going to be a sniper. With a big scope on there like it has, I'm going to guess she's a sniper. So that'd be a 308 instead of a 223. Oh my, oh, they've got her all in there. Okay, that's where my problem is. There are bands on here to hold her in. And I don't see any on the legs. There's something there. I'm sorry about all the crunchies. Alright, there is a band down there. I didn't see it. There we go. Now I think we got her. Nope, they got another one around the chest. My goodness. She must be a vicious character because, wow, they've got her in here like something else. Alright. Get all that out of the way. Okay. So, now that we get her freed, hopefully she doesn't run around and try and shoot at us here. Okay. Looking at the ankles and the feet. Right. Getting that all to sit in there properly. I think it kind of pulled out a little bit when I was trying to get her out of the case. So again, it's going to be the same ankle joints that we're used to. There's nothing new there. We have the double knee, the twist up here, and the same twist there above the boot. And we have the double elbow and a twist there on the forearm, as well as the change here. Now we do have magazine holders, I'm guessing. So that's what that looks like. We have one. I got one that's shot all the way over there, trying to get everything out of here. There was a third one here, so that's the one to go in here. Okay, so I don't see a top or bottom, so I don't think it really matters. Okay. But yes, we do have a nice scope on here, a nice long-range scope. A nice hand guard on here, as well as the extra hand hold. So this looks fairly decent. Get this in her grip. And this is where changing the hands might really come in handy. Having that one that's kind of cupped a little bit, like this, that might work pretty well for holding underneath the gun there. We do have the holster here for her sidearm. This seems like it's a little backwards to me, but don't typically have it sitting in that direction. I don't know. Nope, that's the one. Okay, so we have the trigger guard on there. So I was looking at it backwards. She does have a knife scabbard back here. I don't know which way it goes. It really doesn't matter. It fits in there pretty good. Okay. So, being able to... Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, get her all in there, get her looking good. Now, we do have some different faces. Like I said, we do have a scarf, so I'm going to guess you're going to have to take the head off in order to get the scarf on. Otherwise, she's got the full face camo. Again, you're going to have to take the head off in order to put it on, obviously. But it is a nice alternate view, so if you were to get two of these, you could probably do one of each. Or something like that, or even one of the desert ones, you could maybe put something like this on for the desert, or if you just keep it on for her, seeing it's just different situations, however you want to do that up, we have that flexibility, which is always kind of nice. So you know, nice additions here. These work out pretty well. So I kind of talk to you and open this one up. Whether you keep the names, I don't see a big issue with keeping the name here. It's just one of those things of Action Force being very similar to that of G.I. Joe. So just kind of having something a little different here. I'm going to pop the head off so I can have one of each. One with the chocolate skin and one with the tan. So, it's always the problem. I do admit that when I'm trying to change the heads on, here we go, I do sometimes have a little bit of an issue trying to pop them on correctly. So, let's see here. Oops. All right. But, you know, these are great additions. I don't see any problems with these. I think that they could be fitted in. Like I said, I think the blue ones here, I think those would work as extra Cobra soldiers. I think that's a very good possibility there. As well as Eclipse could either be another Dreadnought or maybe another Joe, or however you want to do it. I think either way would work out really well. The way she's outfitted, she could fit in a couple different roles here. Now, because I've been collecting a little bit more of the Tiger Force, I don't think she really fits so well in there, but that doesn't mean, you know, as you expand things out or whatever else, or whatever other figures you have, if you're trying to get her to fit in on some other special team or something like that that you may also have, or if you just have a bunch of the regular Joes and you just want her to fit in there somewhere, I think she would very easily be able to get into that line or line up and easily kind of mingle in there without any issues. Okay. There. The head is very stiff since I changed it, but it does work out pretty good. Okay, and then that's what we have today. So again, as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for visiting. It's great having you here. Hopefully you enjoy what I have. You know, it adds a lot of flavor to be able to do a little kind of different things, especially in dioramas or what have you, or if you're just, you know, being a big old kid. And for me, and I've said this a couple different times, the thought is I could use these as figures for doing like a role-playing game or something like that. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than some of the other figures I could use. Most notably, if I was trying to do this with like Lego or even just the regular 28mm figures. It is a lot bigger than that, but it does lend itself to being able to say, hey, you know, you can find a figure that fits what you think your character is going to look like, or you can re-outfit them with the different guns or so on and so forth. It gives us that ability to do that, and it's a lot of fun. Even if we just fill up a shelf somewhere and say, you know what, this is just kind of cool, take a look at this. So again, thanks for stopping by. It's great to have you. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video.